tap and he gets it!
Say what you want, anything you need. Walk to the edge of the world for you, cause I'm all about you now. About you now. Now what you see, you've been calling me. Ain't nothing that you could do to make me walk away. I gave you love, tell you that you're a star. Until you see that you are. No matter how hard it's raining, I'll make it come. I hope you feel me, even when I'm gone. Through the cold and wet weather.
One-man band. He does it all, and now he's gonna show us.
Full tap opportunity, gets it!
Off a fantastic low pass. Uneasy shot.
Keep on holding you up. I'll do anything to break you for a day and night.
Ridiculous shot!
I'll be there
Big touch. That was one of the most calculated.
keep on holding you up.
As we're creeping up on that 3-minute mark, Crouton double tap, what a shot! Ladies and gentlemen, Octanes and Roadhogs, welcome to QRLS Season 6, week number 2. We have some spicy Rocket League coming tonight. Doubleheader here on Thursday night. And joining me in the booth, my good friend and colleague and one of only 2 players to never miss a QRLS match, the Jet. Jet, how is it going, my friend? Welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm so happy to be back here. It's been a while. And to be calling 2 awesome matches tonight. Later on, we'll see Astro Gaming coming out of the Savage Division. They'll face the Kings out of the Epic Division. And keep in mind, these teams did not face each other in Season 5. But first, we have an awesome matchup of the Bleacher Boys and the 3 Rocketeers in a classic Savage versus Calculated Division matchup. But before we get into that, Little Bucket, I want everyone to go to the merch store and check out all the great stuff we have in there. We got hats, customizable jerseys, t-shirts, you name it. Go get yourself a beautiful demo t-shirt.
Absolutely gotta love the merch. Shout out. Thank you very much, Jet, for joining me tonight. This is going to be a fun one. The Bleacher Boys, one of the 6 teams that ended week 1 with a 2-1 record. The 3 Rocketeers did lose their series last week to the Hammerheads in one of the great rivalries we have in the QRLS. However, all-time, Jet, the 3 Rocketeers lead the series against the Bleacher Boys 13-5. So, big history-making match here in terms of the Bleacher Boys trying to claw out of that hole. Captain Golden Pickle's first season as captain with a brand new look for the Bleacher Boys. Who do you think has the advantage here tonight between the 2 teams? Mind you, 3 Rocketeers do have a sub.
Right, they do have a sub in Heartless, and that's a pretty good stat you have about their lifetime record against each other. These teams have definitely played each other quite a bit, but not necessarily in these forms. So with the 4th man coming into play and Heartless coming into sub for the 3 Rocketeers is huge. That's actually a great move for SlurpySnail.
Yeah, that does kind of funnel them down a little bit, though, because Heartless does have to play all 3 games being designated as a sub, so the only sub they could make mathematically is SlurpySnail or Waffles for their 4th man TP Mitch, so pretty interested to see how that fares. However, the Bleacher Boys have a much more interchangeable lineup, all 3 of those guys ranging in right around the same player rating. What kind of diversity do you think we're going to see tonight with the 4th men on both of these squads?
I love this 4th man strategy, and I expect the Bleacher Boys to use it to its full potential tonight. If somebody's off, they're going to sit a game. If somebody's hot, they're staying in. They can make so many interchangeable moves with this roster. It's incredible to see. And as far as the 3 Rocketeers, like you said, it's interesting. It changes the dynamic a little bit with the sub of Heartless, but that shows that he intends to play Heartless all 3 games, which Heartless is no rookie. He's got 78 games in this league in the past. He's played plenty on stream, and he's definitely a reliable teammate. So I think whether either Waffles or TP Mitch, or whether they switch them out, I think this is going to be a good squad tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to wager some of your channel points on this match. We will have wagers for this one and for the one coming after, as we mentioned, Astro versus the Kings in a very interesting matchup with the new look Kings.
The whole new look Kings.
No doubt about it. And Jet, we've talked about the rivalries, we've talked about the history of both of these teams, but really I want to point out a little bit more of the individual personnel that we're going to see on both sides of the field tonight. SlurpySnail, former league MVP, former two-time Golden Striker, including last season. And, on the opposite side of things, you have Eagle, who might not really jump off the screen as of late, but this is a former Finals MVP and QRLS champion.
Yes. Eagle is not to be slept on. That's for sure. Anybody that sleeps on Eagle is bound to be surprised by him every time. I've been there. And this guy just sticks around, and he's always on a team, and he's always out there making plays.
Yeah, no question about it. And obviously we do have a few rookies in this match tonight. JJ Jr., if he were to come out of that fourth man slot, and also Waffles is a rookie in his own right. And Jet, not to jinx anybody, but if the three Rocketeers were able to sweep tonight, that would make them the first team in QRLS history to reach 100 wins as a franchise. How crazy is that? That we've played so many matches.
Interesting. I can't even believe that. 100 wins. I mean, there's 30 games a season, and we've only played 5 total seasons, so that's a lot of wins for a franchise in its short history.
No doubt. The three Rocketeers, the only franchise to never miss the playoffs as well. So all of these stats and all this innuendo, I know for a fact Golden Pickle uses that as fuel almost, Jet.
Well, I mean, you have to, really. When you're going up against a franchise with such a history like that, and especially players like SlurpySnail and Heartless, you have to play off of that, and you got to think that you're going to be the guys to go out there and take them down.
Yeah, and, it is going to be very, very interesting to see how this one plays out. I can't wait to see these guys hit the field. We are creeping up here on kickoff time. We still have a little bit to go, but Jet, with all the channel points flying around in that chat, I got to know, who do you think is going to take this series tonight?
This series, I believe it's going to be a battle, and I honestly think it's all going to come down to how Scraps plays. There was an awesome showing from Scraps last week, and I'm looking for him to continue that dominance over these three Rocketeers, who are a really good squad. The sub for Heartless, I think, actually helps the three Rocketeers a little bit, with 2 really good players now on their squad out there all 3 games. This one's right on the fence, but I am going to lean it in the favor of the Bleacher boys 2-1.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and wager your points while you still can. Just over 6 minutes to go until kickoff. And, Jet, this is going to be almost a battle of attrition, right? How much can you hold Slurpy back, and how much can you hold Scraps back? As we saw in week 1, he is right up there towards the top of the league standings individually after that first week. So it is going to be very, very fun to see. And obviously, both sides of these teams are really, this is crucial timing throughout the season, because as you and me were talking before the stream, a lot of these early matchups, especially the out-of-division matchups, kind of go under the radar until it's too late.
Especially these ones, these early week 2, week 3, when you're playing people outside your division, people tend to think, it's okay if we lose one here or there, but then when it comes down to week 7 and you're 3 games back, you wish you won those couple of games.
No doubt about it. And this is, excluding playoffs, the only time that these two teams will see each other in the regular season. So, these are very, very important because you don't want to miss out on those opportunities that you're going to look back on and wish you had again, which obviously is one of the curses of this great game in Rocket League.
Yeah, absolutely. If you don't take them down now, you don't get another chance this season to go beat this team. And if you come up against them in the playoffs, now you're going to be in trouble because they have the confidence going against you.
I want to point out, too, that the Bleacher Boys have two players with finals experience. Eagle winning a finals once in his career, and Golden Pickle, obviously in the finals last season with the Speed Demons, ended up losing in Game 7, but going to Game 7 in the finals, how much do you think this shaped him up for his captainship tenure here with the Bleacher Boys?
Well, that's the thing. Golden Pickle was handed the keys to this franchise, and I think he's doing a great job of making it the best that he can make it and making it his own team. He's assembled a really good squad here, and I see them all the time scrimming and practicing. So I think throughout the season, this squad could be something, a force to be reckoned with getting towards the second half of the season for sure.
No question about it, and honestly, it's kind of a toss-up, right? This season so far, it's still very early on, but what division is the toughest right now? All three divisions seem so even.
Yeah, the divisions are all really tough, and especially, it's hard to tell after week one, especially when there's no sweeps. You can't say any team is great or any teams are not so great. But you can look at goal totals, goals against. You can look at stuff like that. Who plays more defense than other teams? And as far as which division is going to be dominant, I would have to say the calculated division, because it's always been the calculated division in history forever and ever.
Yeah, calculated division. As all of you fans know, we hold All-Star Week on week 11 of the QRLS season, and that week has a division versus division game, and calculated division has never lost in All-Star Week. So interesting to see if the ties change here this season. Obviously, there was a lot of more leveling out throughout the player cap.
Yeah, absolutely. The captains had used a lot of different strategies throughout the 12 teams, and it's interesting to see them all start to play out here. And so some strategies are changing quickly, as we saw with the Kings this week.
Yeah, and honestly, I can't wait till we get to the Kings because, we're not going to have too much time to talk about them before their match, but nonetheless, the blubber nut effect is back in the works. It seems like everywhere this guy goes, something like this has to happen, and then by the end of the season, they are pushing for a playoff spot.
He always ends up in the picture, I'll tell you that.
One of the all-time greats in the QRLS, the other player to never have missed a game alongside you, Jet.
Yeah, it's me and him.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we approach just under 2 minutes to go until kickoff, I want to reiterate what Jet mentioned at the beginning of the stream. Go ahead and check out the merch stores. We have one on Teespring and one on Playmakers Wanted, each with their own unique catalog and accessories, including coffee mugs, mouse pads, t-shirts, jerseys, and much more.
Mouse
Go
pad.
check it out.
That's what I need to get. I got to get myself a QRLS mouse pad.
I am looking at my QRLS mousepad as we speak, and it is long. It covers the keyboard, the mouse, everything it needs. It is very, very, very fancy. Go ahead and grab yourself one today. Ladies and gentlemen.
I love a nice long mouse pad.
Yes, players are starting to filter into the lobby here at Champions Field. Jet, you predicted a Bleacher Boys 2-1 victory, and it seems like the tide is sort of leaning let's see. It looks like it's leaning towards the Bleacher Boys, but not by much.
I may have made it lean that way a little bit.
Wagering some points, are we?
I've got a lot of points. I've been doing pretty good in my predictions recently.
And that's the glorious thing with the channel points is we have new channel rewards, including coaching sessions, merch store discounts, and much more. You guys should check that out today and get yourself something nice if you guess this matchup right, and we are just waiting for one more team to join in, and it looks like they are here. And Jet, you know what that means. That means it is almost time to kick things off here in week 2 for the 3 Rocketeers and the Bleacher Boys.
Oh, I'm getting pumped here for opening kickoff. Little Bucket, I still haven't heard your prediction.
I am going to have to roll with my old friend SlurpySnail 2-1 here. 3 Rocketeers is my prediction.
I thought that might be the case.
A lot of history between myself and SlurpySnail that nobody ever wants to hear about again, so we are going to...
Yeah, we've heard enough.
This is obviously going to be a really tough match. We've talked all the logistics, but ladies and gentlemen, players are about ready to start hitting the field here as we transition over to Champions Field. Jet, how important... I asked this the other night with Mass Immune. How important is the first goal of the game in these matches?
We've seen it throughout the history of this league that scoring the opening goal makes a huge difference just in the confidence, in the swagger, in the freeness of the way your team plays. The first goal is always very important.
And kickoff is underway, and ladies and gentlemen, I want to point out that JJ Jr. is making his QRLS debut, it looks like, coming in instead of Eagle Jet.
He is. JJ in over Eagle. That's an interesting strategy. We'll see if...
No, instead of Pickle,
no, Eagle's
I'm sorry.
in there. Pickle subs himself out in game 1 here.
The second time we've seen a captain come out for the team. We are seeing Pickle run all of the spicy lineups here so far early on.
I love it. I love the move. It's probably not a move I would make if I was a captain, just because I like to play every game, as we've already pointed out. But it's definitely a great move with the way that he has his team set up. And he believes in them, and he's showing them that trust.
Great opportunity for the rookie as well, JJ Jr., one of the more familiar faces now in the server since joining towards the middle of last season. Flip reset opportunity by JJ. No dice, though, as Eagle can't get the cleanup there. And we see now back and forth action. Scraps can't get the boomer he wants, but instead 3 Rocketeers making a push on the offensive end. SlurpySnail towards the net. What a save by JJ.
JJ with his first save of his career, and it's a good one.
We see now more pressure, though, by SlurpySnail and his 3 Rocketeers. Waffles, great opportunity there, thwarted by the defense of the Bleacher Boys. In transition now, JJ off the back wall, gets the 100 patter. Scraps off the back wall again. Eagle looking to redirect it off the post.
Wow, that one was close. All 3 Rocketeers still sitting there in net, and it still almost went in. But here we see it again, the pressure coming from the Rocketeers, which is the mantra of, I would say, the whole calculated division, is to just put a lot of pressure on their opponents, and they're showing that off right now.
Big clear here by Scraps. 2 minutes in, no goals yet here in this first game of this 3-game series between the 3 Rocketeers and the Bleacher Boys. Ball floating over into the offensive end for the Bleacher Boys. Off the back wall, Scraps can't get the shot on. Unlikely clear here. What a bump by SlurpySnail.
Both teams seem like they're still feeling each other out here, even though we're halfway through game 1. They put shots on occasionally, but definitely lots of play in the midfield, going back and forth.
Yeah, no clear advantage yet here for either team as we are cusping the halfway point of game number 1. The 3 Rocketeers now on defense. Heartless, the sub. Great hit off the sidewall. Shot on by Eagle. What a save there by Waffles. Looking for the clear. Jay Jr. now keeping the pressure on as we scrum in the corner here. Shot on net. Heartless, another boomer, this time into the offensive zone.
Yeah, and we see the Bleacher Boys, Eagle here, trying to keep the pressure on. The Bleacher Boys are saying, we can put on some pressure of our own here, and they're going to try and get a goal out of this. No one's scored yet. These goals seem to be impenetrable in game 1.
And what a shot!
As I say it, Eagle out of nowhere.
Eagle just coming exactly right out of nowhere.
Flying like an eagle.
Flying like an eagle, indeed. Great goal by the Bleacher Boys there. 1-0, under 2 minutes to go, as we see the 3 Rocketeers look to answer here in game number 1. This one cleared into the offensive zone by Eagle. We see now Scraps pass off the sidewall. Slurpy with a banger of a boomer, and now we see him on offense trying to set something up. Heartless fields this thing at the mid, puts one towards the net, top post, Waffles keeps it up, SlurpySnail backs out of it patiently, and now we see the 3 Rocketeers reset their offense.
Yeah, but JJ's trying to clear it down, but SlurpySnail said, no, we're going to keep the pressure on here. We're going to reset, even though he gets demoed, but that...
Big opportunity here now by the Bleacher Boys to potentially go up by 2. Beautiful demo on the opposite end of the field. 3 Rocketeers now down by 1 for a short time. 1 minute to go here, Jet. Anybody's game, but the 3 Rocketeers, ever since that goal, haven't really gotten too much offensive pressure.
No, they haven't. It seems like the Bleacher Boys definitely were feeling them out for a while, and then they got a feel, and they knew exactly what they needed to do, and they've been executing that greatly as Slurpy and the Rocketeers have not been able to play their game.
Eagle way up top. What a save by SlurpySnail, coming out of nowhere to get that thing out of there. 30 seconds to go here, Jet.
Heartless up.
Tried for the pinch there, nobody home. SlurpySnail keeping the ball in the offensive zone. Jay Jr., though, keeps this thing out of their offensive zone, and now with 20 seconds to go, 3 Rocketeers are on the wrong end of the field. SlurpySnail booms it over to Heartless, gets beat on the 50 by Scraps, and now 10 seconds left.
They got a long way to go here, Bucket.
They need some urgency here. Ball going the opposite end of the floor. Waffles gets this thing where it's got to go. Up in the air, off the ceiling. Great clear by JJ. Floats this one up. Heartless, no. Ball still up, and we have a winner.
Bleacher Boys take game 1. That was a great back and forth match, a 1-0 game 1. Lots of defense. That's what we love to see here at the QRLS.
Yeah, honestly, one goal. Obviously, the game could have flipped on its head at any point. What was the difference maker here in game number 1, Jet?
Honestly, I think the difference maker was being comfortable playing with your teammates. I don't know if Waffles and Heartless have ever played together before this. I'm pretty sure Slurpy and Heartless have. But like I said in the pre-show, the Bleacher Boys I know have all been grinding hard. So I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, and a very interesting lineup here as well. Jay Jr. just getting out there, had the savior in game number 1 in his QRLS debut, and obviously Eagle putting that one in the net. 5 shots for Eagle alone.
Yeah, Eagle was definitely firing away. He did what he needed to do to be the offensive pressure guy and make these 3 Rocketeers stay where they needed to be, and that was defending their own net.
No doubt about it, and we will see.
Do you think we see Golden Pickle this game?
This is going to be a very interesting sequence of events.
We do not.
No Golden Pickle
Same
indeed.
lineups. Both lineups the same. Game 2.
If you're the captain Golden Pickle and you just win game 1, why not? Why not keep the lineup the same here, Jet?
Oh, absolutely. If it works, it works. You keep that squad rolling.
Face-off underway. SlurpySnail getting the clear into the offensive zone here for the 3 Rocketeers early on. Looks for the pass, but a great hit there by Jay Jr. to get this thing out of his goal path. But now, SlurpySnail puts one up off the top post. Waffles looks for the redirect. Nobody home, just couldn't get it on target. But real quickly, the 3 Rocketeers come out very aggressive.
Oh yeah, the 3 Rocketeers know that if they want momentum here, they got to come out and they got to score early, and they got to make a statement here in game 2 and say that they're not going away.
Big hit here into the offensive zone by the 3 Rocketeers. SlurpySnail, this one almost redirects off of Eagle and goes in, but instead we see now the offense reset for the Rocketeers. SlurpySnail off the top post again. He can hit everything but the lottery right now.
The ball goes straight up in the air back in the Bleacher Boys zone, but Eagle's able to clear it, and SlurpySnail's going to take it right back into the zone here.
You see now Slurpy trying to get this thing into the corner, looking for the pass, gets there, pass to, oh no, and Heartless just barely misses
off
near
the post
side.
there.
The 4th defender, if you will, Jet.
Yes, I would agree. There's no denying the 4th defender.
You see now Heartless puts this one on net, and it's a banger. What a save by JJ Jr.
What a save. The rookie is out here showing that he might have something to say in saves of the year.
No doubt about it. And, you know, after missing week 1, too, he didn't play any of those games, but he's out here looking for vengeance. And me and Massimune talked about this last night as well. Rookies of the Season award is going to be very interesting because not every rookie's going to play every game this season with this new fourth man strategy.
Right. The selection committee is going to have some work to do when all the rookies have played a different number of games.
No doubt about it. It's going to make things very, very fun in terms of handing out that award. What a save by SlurpySnail. Here we are approaching halfway, 2:48 remaining, 0-0 still, but the Bleacher Boys lead this series 1-0. For those of you who don't know, we play 3 games total here in the QRLS, regardless of series record, which means any team can win 3 games in a row on any given night. So this is going to be very interesting as we approach halfway here. Still no goal yet. Did we really expect this to be a low-scoring series yet?
I did not expect this to be low-scoring, to be honest. We definitely have a lot of high-octane players out there that usually like to take a lot of shots and score a lot of goals.
Big 50 there at the midfield line, and we see now Scraps put this one towards the net. That one might be on off the top post and down. That one was almost in.
It's still
JJ
there.
Gets it in the cleanup and his first career QRLS goal.
Yeah, JJ, the rookie, playing the role of janitor on this one. Just being there, getting a little cleanup with a little backflip, driving backwards into it. Easiest goal of his career, first goal of his career.
No doubt about it, and we are just at the 2-minute mark now as the Bleacher Boys take a 1-goal lead here in game number 2, 1-0, against the 3 Rocketeers who have yet to score in this series, Jet.
Yeah, and that's huge. You're gonna have to start putting them in the back of the net at some point because the Bleacher Boys aren't gonna stop when JJ passes it to Eagle like that.
Great pass indeed, and a great shot by the former Finals MVP and QRLS champion, Eagle, as now the Bleacher Boys have a 2-goal lead. And we see now face-off underway. Waffles looks for the 50, doesn't quite get there in time, but SlurpySnail pushes this thing in the offensive zone. Bouncing in, Slurpy looks for the 50, doesn't get there. Heartless squeezes it in, and we have a game.
Heartless, there's the first goal for the Rocketeers. The sub comes in and says, let me show you guys how it's done. I'm looking to be on a team. Here we go.
Great shot there by Heartless, a league veteran at this point in the QRLS, coming off the bench in the substitution role and putting one in the net for the Rocketeers. 1-goal game now, 1:30 remaining. Heartless up there again, puts this one towards the net. Waffles can't get there in time. What a save by JJ again.
Oh, yeah, another great save by JJ. Heartless looks like he's starting to feel good finally, almost 2 games in.
We see now
this series is turning out to be pretty good, Bucket.
No doubt about it, and what a shot!
JJ, what a double tap by JJ Jr. That's insane. Put that on the TikTok. That's a goal of the week right there, little Bucket.
What a double tap indeed. Everybody on the 3 Rocketeers was dead to rights on that one. Great shot by JJ Jr. And we see a 2-goal deficit once again, but the 3 Rocketeers looking to answer quickly with a minute to go.
Absolutely, they got to answer back fast here and get it back down to just 1 goal with less than a minute on the clock. But can anybody stop JJ with moves like that? Was that a flip reset?
That absolutely was. Give him the hat trick, give him the savior, and give him the goal here as we have a 3-goal deficit now for the
Give him the Rookie of the Year after those 2 goals, little Bucket.
What an insane performance here by JJ. Great showing here as SlurpySnail now offensively trying to push this thing forward. The 3 Rocketeers can't get the 50 on Eagle. We see now more pressure here. Beautiful demo! And we have numbers here for the Bleacher Boys.
And another goal by JJ Jr.
4th goal of game number 2. We only saw 1 goal here, Jet, in the first game. What happened?
Well, the second game we didn't see any goals for a while either, and it seems like the Bleacher Boys have found something, and I think it has to do with JJ Jr.'s confidence level.
Heartless off that back wall. What a save there as we see the Bleacher Boys just not allowing any sort of pressure whatsoever by the 3 Rocketeers.
Yeah, the three Rocketeers just got to kind of collect themselves here for the last 20 seconds and try and get some positives here going into Game 3, because you do not want to get swept in an outer-division matchup.
10 seconds to go here. Three Rocketeers looking for any sort of wake-up call here to end this game. Heartless off the back wall pass. Slurpy's up, puts one in. That's last season's golden striker.
There he is, SlurpySnail, the captain, stepping up, showing his team that we're still here. We still got another game to play. Let's not put our heads down.
3 seconds to go here. This game is all but over, but nonetheless, the three Rocketeers trying to end it on a high note. And when your captain scores like that, you got to think, you know, guys, obviously we can do this. We just have to match this thing up in game number 3.
Absolutely, and that goal right there is just as good as a pep talk in the locker room at halftime, you know?
And Jet, like you mentioned, you know, there was no goals in this game up until about a minute 30 to go. And then all of a sudden, the floodgates just opened.
Yeah, the floodgates opened for JJ Jr., who was seemingly everywhere and could do whatever he wanted with the ball. That was incredible.
Do you think we see the sweep here, Jet?
Judging by the look of how that game went, I would say that we're going to see the sweep here, even though I didn't predict the sweep.
We will see what the three Rocketeers can do to match that intensity of the Bleacher Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, there is one more game left to this series. However, we have a whole another series to go after this match is over between Astro Gaming and the Kings, led by one of the greatest of all time, Blubbernut 69981. And Jet, that is going to be a very intense match also, but nonetheless, we have Rocket League here, and we have it. Game number 3, the brooms are peaking.
Yeah, I think the Bleacher Boys may have unlocked the closet door where they're hiding the brooms right now, because they're well on their way.
We will see if the Bleacher Boys can get the sweep or if the three Rocketeers can avoid it here in game number 3 of this 3-game series. Three Rocketeers, Bleacher Boys. Game 3 is underway. Here we go. Kickoff is upon us. SlurpySnail puts this one into the offensive zone very early on, and we see a shot on. Three Rocketeers get the offense going early.
That's exactly what the three Rocketeers needed right there. Some confidence out the gate, get a lead. They haven't played with a lead yet in this series, and they need to keep the Bleacher Boys on their heels, or on their back tires, if you will.
Yeah, and this was very similar to last week, where we saw them just open the floodgates themselves against the Hammerheads in game number 3. So we will see if the three Rocketeers can keep up this intensity, but nonetheless, they are on the offensive once again, and we see now some more pressure here. This time, Jay Jr. up in the air, trying to get something going. Another flip reset, potentially off the post.
Off the post, and Jay Jr. rocking the Merc this game. That's an interesting change.
Yeah, switching the car indeed, and honestly, that's another variable that we don't really talk about too much here in the QRLS is car selection. We've seen SlurpySnail do it in the past as well.
Yeah, quite a few guys we've seen use some different cars here and there. I'm pretty sure Panda has come out with a Scarab at one time or another, so.
And a double tap thwarted by the post, and Eagle puts this one in top corner. What a shot there. Great rebound by Eagle, and we see now a tie game.
Yeah, Jay Jr. just coming out and showing more and more control, setting up his teammates, even with the pass off the backboard there, getting all the defenders out. That's a good play.
4 minutes to go. Anybody's game here. Tie game between the three Rocketeers and the Bleacher Boys. Bleacher Boys looking to get the first sweep of their Season 6. What a save, but right into the hands of Jay Jr. Just didn't get enough to clear that thing out of there, and the Bleacher Boys take the lead.
Yeah, that play was all Jay Jr. He reads it off the wall, and he puts a good shot at the corner. The defender's there to knock it down, but he's right there reading that one, too.
2-1 lead here. Still anybody's game. Waffles with a big face-off win there. Offensive zone now. Big hit. SlurpySnail trying to keep this thing forward. Heartless puts this one into the offensive zone off the back wall. Can't get the pass, however, on the rebound is Jay Jr. trying to get this thing upfield. SlurpySnail now looking for the clear. Patiently collects as he runs out of boost. Tries to get the midfield one, and he does. Keeps the pressure on towards the net. Heartless ties this thing up.
Wow, what a great pass there by SlurpySnail, the captain, to the sub that he picked up today. That's what they need to do right there. Tie game, 3:30 to go on the clock, Little Bucket. What do you think's going to happen?
I think some Rocket League is going to happen, and we are going to see now some white knuckle Rocket League, as I like to call it. These controllers are going to start flexing, the plastic's going to start creaking, and we're going to see now some sweaty palms, if you will, Jet.
I would definitely agree, but JJ Jr. doesn't look like his palms are sweaty. He's got full control of that car and the ball.
We see now 3:08 remaining. Back wall pass by Scraps to himself. Nobody home. SlurpySnail with the clear. Still plenty of time here. This one towards the net. Waffles with the save. But the pressure by the Bleacher Boys is just nonstop.
Yeah, these Bleacher Boys really came out to play. They were ready for the three Rocketeers. They knew that in this Savage division, they cannot sleep on any teams, and they need wins as early as possible.
You see now Slurpy off the back wall, gets the pass up. Heartless back over to Slurpy, far side. Slurpy now has full boost, right where he wants to be. Wins 150. Can't get the other by JJ Jr. As the three Rocketeers, however, are keeping the pressure on here as they transition into defense, but more and more do you see the stress levels of all these players going up.
Yeah, the blood pressures are definitely rising right now. The palms are getting a lot more sweaty than they were. 2 minutes to go, tie game, game 3.
2 minutes left, 2-2, anybody's game. Heartless can't get the 50 on Jay Jr., however, off path of the goal. Scraps collects this thing off the sidewall. Heartless, great clear there, way up high. And we see now a possible transition opportunity as Jay Jr. doesn't get the touch he wants. SlurpySnail now opening the floodgates, but a great job there by Scraps to keep the pressure on.
Yeah,
now,
and the Bleacher Boys, even when they're not shooting it on goal, they're just hammering it off the backboard, off the sidewalls. They're moving the ball around. They're hogging the boost. They're not letting these Rocketeers get anything.
1:20 to go. Rocketeers finally have an opportunity, but not very long as Jay Jr. getting more clear opportunities here. Waffles can't get the touch. Big opportunity here by the Bleacher Boys offensively to potentially take the lead here, and we might see overtime here as we approach 60 seconds.
There's a very good chance. And this is an open net here, but Jay Jr. hits the post. Oh, that's so disappointing. But now with 50 seconds left, it looks like we may go to overtime if this game proceeds this way.
Off the wall, down, we see Heartless look for the shot. Waffles now squeezes this. No, Heartless cleans it up.
Heartless coming off the back wall there to finally get the cleanup play. Wow.
Great read there by Heartless. Second goal of game number 3. The Rocketeers take the lead here in game number 3, and we will see how this ends up. 44 seconds. Bleacher Boys are no stranger to scoring quickly in this series. We will see if they can, however. Heartless puts this one in the offensive zone. 3 Rocketeers are where they want to be right now.
Yeah, they are right where they want to be, in the lead in this match. With 30 seconds on the clock, they can try and manage the clock and get the ball out into open areas and just waste time. 20 seconds to go now, and Heartless, SlurpySnail can actually take a shot.
We see now another touch here by Waffles. Big save there as the Bleacher Boys, this net's open! Waffles with a clutch 50 going the other way.
Yeah, it's good to put pressure on when you have a lead, but you definitely got to make sure somebody's back at all times.
And the 3 Rocketeers trying to get this thing to hit the ground. Eagle!
And
This one's up!
It's
No!
Wow, 3 Rocketeers, game 3, they take a win. They come out of this series with a little bit of pride still attached. They did the same thing last week. It took until game 3 to win one and get their confidence, but the 3 Rocketeers will definitely take that one.
No doubt about it. And ladies and gentlemen, do not go anywhere. We have one more match coming. It will be on very shortly while we get the stream up and running. Stay tuned.